Hello everyone and welcome back to Ask Me Anything with Chee-Seng. A little while back I wrote a post on LinkedIn inviting you to ask me anything about me or my work, especially if it comes down to thought leadership, content creation and strategy, and or branding. Now I received a number of questions and I promise I will answer every single one of them, but please be patient because there are quite a number of questions. The question for today is from Marissa Kubinar, but well, actually it's three questions, but I will answer them one by one. So it's going to be three videos, right? But today I'm going to answer the first part of a question, and Marissa asks, "Hi Chee-Seng, some people have all these great ideas jumbled up in their heads, but to put it down in a post, they lose their courage. So possible questions like, will it be good enough? Can this add value? How do I begin to arrange this in a post? What would your advice be?" So let's tackle the first question, right? Marissa asks, will my content be good enough? I would want to define, first of all, what do you mean by good enough? Right? What is the measure of good enough that you're thinking of? What does good enough look like to you specifically? Because if you do not have a measure, it's just a feeling. It's just something in the air. It's not something that you can test. It's not something that you can see. It's not something that you can examine to see that, okay, I have reached this stage where I can consider it to be good enough. So if you're putting out content, do you want people to see your content? Is that your purpose? Then set a number. So how many views do you want to have on your content? What would you consider to be good enough? Well, and I think there is also the question of, is it realistic? So for example, if you're just starting out and your current number of views are like 50, 60, 70 per post, and you start out and you say, okay, this week I want to hit 10,000. Is it realistic to go from 50 to 10,000 in a week? Right, on a single post. So I think it has to be measurable, and these measures you have to set yourself up for a win. So if you're at 50 or 60, can you get it up to 100? And give yourself a reasonable time frame, right? If your connections on LinkedIn, for example, are let's say you have 300 connections on LinkedIn, is it reasonable to hit the 100? Maybe not. It depends, right? It really can't say. But if you set a realistic target, 50 to 100 for example, and then you track over, let's say, 2 weeks, then you have something to measure, right? In this course of 2 weeks, is your trend of viewership rising? Is it getting closer and closer to 100? Right? So put down realistic goals, make sure it's measurable. Then you can know whether it's good enough. And of course, good enough, it's actually a never-ending journey. Good enough, if you put it as a fixed point, then we're actually having a fixed mindset. What we want to have is a growth mindset, right? Hit 100, great, let's aim for 150. Hit 150, great, let's hit for 200. Let's hit for 500. Let's hit for 1,000. Let's aim for 5,000. Let's aim for 10,000. If you consistently hit 10,000, great. What else can you do? How else can you play a bigger game? Have a growth mindset, right? Every time you hit a goal, set the next goal. Every time you hit that goal, set the next goal. So having that growth mindset is very important. It's a wise man once said, there is never good enough, there is always something better. So set the targets, make sure it's achievable. Once you achieve it, set the next target, right? If you're not achieving it, if you're not seeing a upward trend, don't give up, right? Because we're talking about the growth mindset. We want to keep working so that we can see the graph rise, right? and we want to see well, there might be little blips like that, right? Just like the stock market, the graph is not straight, but we want to see a rising trend. So that's my answer to will it be good enough? I would say don't think about good enough, always think about something better. There you go. So thank you very much for the question, and thank you very much for being here with me, and I hope that you found my answer insightful, helpful, or it just made your day a little bit better in some way. And remember, you can ask me anything, just drop it in the comment box and I will eventually get to your question. If you want to find out more about how you can level up your game in content creation and strategy, thought leadership, or branding, drop me a message and I will be happy to schedule a free 30-minute consultation with you. So till my next Ask Me Anything, bye and have a great day.